never sets and never rises. I was born where the heat is like a second skin.
14 minutes past the hour of 2 o'clock, and it's a great time to welcome you to another beautiful time on program on air today, right here on 103.5 FM. I hope you're having an eventful day wherever you're listening to this great radio dial in the city of Ibadan. The program you're listening to now is Transport and Tourism Express, coming your way every Monday just after the 2 p.m. news on this great radio dial. My name is Victor Oyejide. I'm your captain on the MIC, and today on the program we get to look at issues of public importance as we do every week in the transport and tourism sector. Again, let me wish you all a very happy celebration. I believe quite a number of you at this time would be preparing to leave wherever you've gone to join your loved ones to celebrate the festive season. I hope you gradually, as much as you prepare, when you get on the road, you drive safely. And you also caution your drivers, if you're using the commercial or the public transport system, to please ensure that they maintain traffic laws when they move or when you move around from one destination to another. Again, welcoming you to Transport and Tourism Express. And like I tell you every week on this program, we get to look at issues of public importance in the transport sector. And you know, when we say transport, we get to talk about the various modes of transportation, looking at land transportation, where we have the road and the rail sector. We also have the water transportation, where we have the inland and the inland waterways and the maritime sector. And when we say air transport, you know, talking largely about the aviation industry. Not forgetting also that we have both the inbound and the outbound sector under tourism. And on this program, we get to really look at these issues of public importance. Yesterday, the whole Nigeria was all focused on the Oyejide Oba Festival, and this will definitely be one of our highlights on the program today as we look at tourism, culture, and some of this cultural heritage that we hold dear to our hearts. Just like we do it every week on the program, we also get to look at some of the major trending news that has happened in the last 1 week during the course of the previous week, apologies, in the transport and tourism sector. With that, I will be back after this short music break. You've been listening to 7 Lives by Beautiful Nubia. Keep it locked down. This is still Honor 103.5 FM.
Children crying on the streets, automobiles making noise, the land is growing dry and weak, spirits dying low. The forefathers calling me, I never tire, never weaken. The pride in me is bursting loose, I'm an African boy. Behind the tree, he said, prostrate at my feet and say a few prayers. Then he told me all the stories of my brave ancestors. He said, look into my eyes, son, you were born to be great. So in the twilight I went home behind my father with hope, listening to the songs of birds, whispers of the night. I was singing, 7, hey, 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 hey.
7 lives, that's what I know.
Over and over and over and over, brother and over and over. I'm an African child. mother called me down into her heart. She said, lay upon my bosom and say a few prayers. Then she told me to go forward, never looking back. The spirits are with you, and you guys, you will never fail. So I go into the world, into the deeps, into the wild. In the marketplace I dance, the sound of bata dancing. 7 jumps, 7 wriggles, 7 carries, 7 knots, 7
Africa.
over and over and over and over and over mountains and in the wild.
I'll be brave and I'll be strong.
You want dance?
An African boy.
Welcoming you back from that short musical break. This is still Honor 103.5 FM, and the program you're listening to is Transport and Tourism Express. And just in case you're just joining us on this particular belt of the program, we get to look at some of the major trending news in the sector within the last 1 week. And we'll start with some informations from the Nigerian railway sector, where the NRC, which has done excellently well during this period of the Ileya festival, has extended benevolent acts to a number of Nigerians by increasing the frequency of train operation this period. From the press release that came out as of 2 days ago, the NRC extends special Eid train operation with extra trips on Lagos to Ibadan, and the Abuja Kaduna Rail. So in response to exceptional surge in passengers turnout during the Eid-el-Kabir celebration, the Nigerian Railway Corporation (NRC) will be operating or has operated additional special train service across its major standard gauge corridor on Monday 9th June 2025. This follows the success of earlier special trips on Thursday 5th of June, which witnessed full bookings and high commuter traffic. The extra trip is return travels for festive travelers heading back to their destination. So now, according to them, the schedule they have for today, which is Monday 9th of June, is at the 8 a.m. trip from Lagos to Ibadan takes off also the same time, 8 a.m. from Ibadan to Lagos, with an additional trip at 1:55 from Lagos to Ibadan. That definitely has taken off, and also another additional trip from Ibadan to Lagos at 11:03 a.m. that has also taken off. But we still have another one for 4 p.m. from Lagos to Ibadan, and also expected to take off from Ibadan to Lagos by 4:46 p.m. So now the implication is that the train that normally departs for 4 p.m. will now depart for 4:46 from the Ibadan to Lagos. Meanwhile, it will still depart for 4 o'clock from the Lagos to Ibadan route. I think this is really a very welcome development to ensure ease of travels for Nigerians across board, especially those using the Lagos-Ibadan train service at the corridor, that particular corridor. Also moving on to the Abuja-Kaduna train service, where this same act was extended to them as a means to also manage the continued high demand on the Abuja-Kaduna train service. On that corridor, the NRC extended its full 6-trip daily schedule, originally applicable from Friday to Monday to Tuesday, from Friday to Monday, now to Tuesday 10th of June 2025, which is tomorrow, as follows. So now the train from Abuja to Kaduna has schedules of 7:45 a.m., 2 p.m. and 3:10 p.m. The Kaduna to Abuja train service also has the 7 a.m., the 2 p.m. and 5 p.m. Quite a lot of expectations on that route, as a lot of Nigerians are trying to see how they can leave the road and make use of these alternative means of transport. The traffic on the Lagos-Ibadan expressway is quite a lot. But again, I know that if you want to join this 4 p.m. train, 4:46 p.m. train, especially on the Ibadan to Lagos route, by now that train would have been fully booked. By now that train will be fully booked. But according to the managing director of NRC, talking about Kayode Okpeefa, Dr. Kayode Okpeefa, this move reflects the corporation's responsiveness to public needs and dedication to delivering efficient, safe and timely rail service. And according to him, they are pleased with the public response to their special service, as these additional trips are part of their commitment to meeting the growing demand for rail mobility. And as they advised that all passengers are to arrive early for security screening and boarding, as a boarding train requires that they are available early enough. And again, just like these bookings happens online, you have to do your booking online on their various websites for you to be able to part of these acts and actions. I know the various state government, the Osun state government at some point came up with his own Osun free rail service for indigenes coming home to their state, and the same way I think this was also extended to the Warri Itakpe train service. Quite a lot of benevolent acts, but again, the train operation is a social service, and one is not too surprised that periods like this, they get to see quite a lot of people coming to make use of them due to the pricing and also the alternative as an alternative to the long queues or long traffic congestion they will be experiencing on the major road across the major roads in the country. But again, this is a welcome development from the Nigerian Railway Corporation. Welcoming you back to Honor 103.5 FM, and still taking you through some of the major news, and still taking you through some of the major news within the sector. I spoke to you, I reminded you about the Nigerian Railway Corporation and the extension of service beyond the 2 daily operations that they do every day. Coming down to still within the rail sector, where we have information on the Lagos Blue Rail line. This is from Lagos, and we have information from the Lagos State government, where the Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu was saying that is happy that the state has taken delivery of 3 brand new trains, sets of 12 coaches, 3 brand new trains, which are a set of 12 coaches in total for the Lagos Blue Rail line. And this means that the Lagos Blue Rail line has more coaches and shorter wait time and more comfortable trip for everyone using the Blue line. And this is part of a step towards their effort to make daily commute in Lagos less stressful, and more reliable. And according to them, they are not stopping there. Work is ongoing to extend the blue line all the way to Kokomaiko as they aim to finish that by 2026. It's really been a long time coming, but we also believe that they are building something that would change how people move around the city for the better. Kudos to the Lagos State government. I think Lamata is doing exceedingly well, especially for transportation in Lagos State. When it comes to rail transportation, they are really setting a pace which other states are trying to really emulate and take actions from there for themselves. Moving on from there to another news outside the rail sector, let's come down to the road transportation, where we have information that the joint tax board is already planning or has increased the cost of renewal of driver's license. New cost hits Nigerian drivers. Vehicle and license renewal fees rises from Sunday, June 8th. Starting yesterday, June 8th, Nigerians now face increased costs for obtaining or renewing vehicle and driver's license following an official approval by the Joint Tax Board, JTB. The JTB, which coordinates tax administration across the country, has sanctioned a nationwide upward review in the pricing structure for both new applications and renewals. This means that motorists will now have to pay more for essential licensing service across the state. The informations are there on social media, on various newspapers. You can get to look at this. I need to go on the short commercial break now, and then when I'm back, we'll still try and touch on some of these major activities that happened in the last one. We keep it locked down. This is still on 103.5 FM.
On 103.5 FM.
lótìtọ́ ni bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni gọ́níyà fíjì ìròyìn tó àmójúbà gbogbo aláfẹ́ ayé tó dé Subchem Leading Hotel and Suites ló ń ròyìn wípé ìgbádùn sódò síbì kan ju bì kan lọ. Subchem Leading Hotel and Suites, elegantly and centrally located in a secured and serene environment. Our facilities include cozy rooms and suites, spacious event and conference hall. Our restaurant serves delicious intercontinental and local cuisines, while our bar is stocked with all kinds of assorted drinks. Ní Subchem Leading Hotel and Suites, iná wa kì í ṣẹ́jú nígbà kọ̀ọ̀kan. Ètò ààbò gbópọn falala lẹ́ẹ̀ma lo Wi-Fi ọ̀fẹ́ láì níkọ̀sẹ̀. There is also laundry service and fully equipped gym. Seeing the say is believing. Visit Subchem Hotel and Suites today at Plot 3, Mechanic Scheme, opposite New Garage, off Ijebu-Ode Expressway, Ibadan, Nigeria. Telephone 090-6466-7569 and 090-4821-8600. Subchem Leading Hotel and Suites. In hospitality, we lead.
Let's go. This is your radio.
Unless we make broadcasting accountable, it is going to be very hard to change anything else for the better in our society. That is why all established and aspiring broadcasters are enjoined to join Society of Nigerian Broadcasters, SMB, the only legally recognized professional body for broadcasters in Nigeria. Registered since 1994. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni o, ìjọba ti wá rọ̀ Society of Nigerian Broadcasters, SMB lágbára láti issue operational license fún gbogbo ẹnikẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ṣiṣẹ́ ìgbóhùnsáfẹ́fẹ́ lórílẹ̀‐èdè Nàìjíríà pẹ̀lú ìtọ̀sẹ̀ tó tọ́. SMB has successfully gone through all the different stages of becoming law. Àjẹpẹ́ fún ẹnikẹ́ni láti rẹ́sẹ̀ walẹ̀ gẹ́gẹ́ bí agbóhùnsáfẹ́fẹ́ lórílẹ̀‐èdè Nàìjíríà. Ó ní láti jẹ́ ọ̀kan lára ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ SMB. Join now and be glad you did. Fún àlàyé lẹ́kùnrẹ́rẹ́ láti dọmọ ẹgbẹ́ SMB, ẹ pè alábòjútó National Coordinator Dr. Yemisi Bangbose lórí ẹ̀rọ ìbánisọ̀rọ̀ 0803-331-5256, or better still, visit www.smb.com.ng. Be fulfilled as a broadcaster. Join SMB. òótọ́ lọ̀rọ̀ àgbà tó sọ pé ẹni tí ò tí ì nílé lórí àṣírí ò tí ì bò láti wá ra lẹ̀ kọ́lé ìfọ̀kànbalẹ̀. Royal Homes and Gardens Estate làwọn tó mọyì wúrà ń rọ́ lọ báyìí. bẹ́ẹ̀ ni o, at Royal Homes and Gardens Estate Ìdó, there are better opportunities for you to achieve your aim of owning your own property without tears. Ìdó and its environs is a fast developing community in Oyo State. That is why you are enjoined to come and secure your own plot of land at 800,000 naira outright payment and 900,000 naira flexible payments. Ilẹ̀ wa pójú owó 500 square meter ní àǹfààní sọdíẹ̀díẹ̀ 45,000 naira lóṣooṣù, 9,000 naira lọ́sọ̀ọ̀sẹ̀ tàbí 1,800 naira lójoojúmọ́. Before 900,000 naira pé nìyẹn o. Now limited plots are available láti jẹ́ alábàápín ní Royal Homes and Gardens Estate. Kàn sí Higher Life Properties Consult Limited ní Flat 1 Higher Life Building opposite First Bank Onílé-Aró bus stop Ọjọ́ Ìbàdàn, or call 0803-368-4300 or 0813-908-0903 ní Royal Homes and Gardens. Wà donílẹ̀ donílé.
On the 103.5 FM.
Welcoming you back to Ono 103.5 FM. The program you're still listening to is Transport and Tourism Express. Let me inform you that we're broadcasting live on Facebook, facebook.com/Ono 103.5. You have the opportunity to express your thoughts and opinion on some of the topics of discussion or some of the news and some of the discussions that we have in the public space today, that we have on air today. And I've been taking you through some of the major news that has been trending within the last 1 week in these two sectors. Especially spoken to you about the train operation, activities of the Nigerian Railway Corporation, and also spoke to you about the Blue Rail line, where the Lagos State government has taken delivery of 3 brand new trains with a set of 12 coaches in Lagos. Moving on from there, I also spoke to you about the increment in fee for renewal of motor vehicle license. So now for motor vehicle driver's license for 3 years will be 15,000 naira, and for 5 years will be 21,000 naira, according to information released by the Joint Tax Board. Moving on from there, still within the road transportation, where there are informations about increment, petrol price reduction amid intensifying market competition. And the implication of this is that we expect that commuting should be more cheaper or should get cheaper, but unfortunately prices are still stable. When prices of this premium motor spirit drops, we've been seeing a gradual reduction from what some of these major marketers are selling across board for our fuel, for the premium motor spirit, but it's still not really affecting cost of transportation. Yes, maybe it's still little compared to radical or marginal improvement or increment reduction, but again, we hope that with time these impacts, especially for those private owners that uses their vehicle, I know that it will have a gradual impact in your daily operation or in your daily commute. Let me move from there to an information from the air transportation, the aviation sector, where FAN has signed an MOU, a memorandum of understanding with Plateau government to upgrade the Yakubu Gowon Airport. The Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria has announced a partnership with the Plateau State government on Wednesday to upgrade the Yakubu Gowon Airport in Ipang to an international cargo airport. And according to them, this initiative is part of broader effort to enhance regional economic development across the country. according to what the agency stated. And in several statements, in the statement issued by FAN to that effect, the agency has stated that the move was formalized through the signing of the MOU, which was shared by both parties, between both parties, and both parties shared commitment to unlocking the economic potential of Plateau State through aviation-enabled commerce. I know the governor of Plateau State was there talking about Caleb Muftan, who signed on behalf of Plateau State government. And if we look at it, Plateau State is widely recognized as a hub for agricultural production in northern Nigeria. And I believe with this partnership, that FAN is collaborating with the state, it would really help farmers and producers access international markets directly. Beautiful stuff there, and I hope that we get to see how this takes the light of the day with time. Moving on from there to another major one in the tourism sector, where we had a very big one yesterday. One of the annual events that we all know about, that became more trendy from last year, with quite a lot of people looking forward to this year's celebration. Talking about the Oyejide Oba Festival. The Oyejide Oba Festival is an ancient festival celebrated by the Yoruba people of Ijebu-Ode, a major town in Ogun State. And trust me, this event is one that quite a lot of people look forward to after all of the buzz that happened last year on the internet. And this year was not an exception, looking at some of the major activities and the highlights that played out yesterday. So these annual festivals usually take place on the third day after the Eid el-Kabir, which is the Ileya festival, to pay homage and show respect to the Royal Majesty, the Awujale of Ijebuland. And this is one of the most spiritual and glamorous festivals celebrated in Ijebuland and generally in Ogun State as a whole. Trust me, it's as if the whole Nigeria was in Ijebu-Ode yesterday, with the pictures, the videos that we're seeing, and quite a lot of brands taking advantage of the class of set of people that come around to that event. And during the course of this festival, different cultural heritage group, really known as Rigbe, composed of indigenes, their friends and associates, far and wide, always parade at the front courtyard of the King's Palace on this third day of the Eid el-Kabir, which was yesterday. And like we know, Obade Tono, who is actually was the one that brought back the age group in the 18th century into the general acceptable phenomenon that is now found among today's Ijebus. And this has really become an integral part of the yearly Ojude Oba Festival in Ijebu land. I will get to speak to one of the content creator, one of a cultural promoter who was also on ground at that festival yesterday. We had Ayo Adams in that program, or was around that yesterday. Ayo Adams is one of the major cultural promoters who has also featured on this program before now. But you know, like we said, we had quite a lot of great people featuring artists, Nollywood artists, actors and actresses, brands, prominent Nigerians, including the governor of the state, coming around to that event yesterday. And this speaks pretty well for culture. This speaks pretty well for cultural promotion across Nigeria. And in Oyo State also, you know that we have the Egungun Festival that was recently concluded. We had different houses coming out in their own beautiful attires, also dressing pretty well for this particular Egungun Festival that was conducted. So it speaks to the fact that if various states in Nigeria can have their own cultural heritage, we can have something done. We can get to really promote culture from our source. It's a pleasure to have you on board today, Ayo Adams. Good to have you good to have you with us today.
Hi, good afternoon, Mr. Victor.
Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us. Are you still at Ojude Oba in Ijebu land?
No, I am at Oyejide Ibadan in
You are
Ibadan.
now in the Oyejide Ibadan in Ibadan. All right, good
Yes.
to have you. How was it yesterday? Can you give us part of the highlight from what you observed? This seems to be like the third edition, if I'm right, of this particular festival.
It was a very glamorous event as usual because you go there for the glamour, and it was all colorful. But I think what is different from last year is the
Yes, I was
fact
still
that
going there. What gets different this year?
okay, the difference from last year to this year now is the rebranding of the whole arena, and then, the place where the VIPs sit down. The position where the VIP sit down, they have renovated it. They now have like glasses built up all around them. So they are kind of very much not close to the crowd like before. But of course they can see you through the glasses.
No.
And then away from that, the crowd,
People
the
coming
crowd
from
has been,
far and wide.
yeah, if you though I do not have the statistics, but from what you can observe from the eyes, you just know that the crowd from last year is not even up to the crowd from
Compared to
this
what?
year. So the crowd has increased largely. There are more people attending the festival. There are more people even from outside the country because I spoke to some
You
people
had
yesterday.
a lot of foreigners. Yeah, I was about asking that you were a major participant that went interviewing people and speaking to people, getting the pulse, getting the feelings of people. How excited were people, especially coming back home to celebrate their cultural heritage? What was their vibes like?
Because this festival, arguably now, it is like Nigeria's most successful festival and most popular festival right now. So a lot of sons and daughters of Ijebu, they are very proud to come home to associate with this festival. Even people who have not been in the country for quite a while, they said that, they said they had to come home basically because of the festival.
Wow.
People, and we have more storytellers, content creators, videographers, photographers attending these festivals. If you look up the sky yesterday, drones were almost touching drones.
Wow.
You could count number of drones that were up in the air trying to capture beautiful moments and all of that.
If we are to look at the economic impact of this particular event, this particular festival on that location, you mentioned that you had content creators, you had photographers, and I'm sure a lot of places will be booked, fully booked that yesterday. What did you observe on ground?
If you ask hotel managers yesterday or from the day before yesterday that how good or how profitable was the business for them 2 days ago and yesterday, I believe that at least a reasonable number of managers will tell you they made great patronage.
Wow.
Because away from content creators that were booking places to keep their head before the festivals, there are also attendees that are coming in from Lagos, coming in from Ibadan, coming in from places that are not even close to the southwest.
So transport was also impacted positively.
Yeah, brother. We didn't drive to Ijebu. We took commercial vehicle to Ijebu.
Wow.
When we were going, I think it was double the price of the usual amount that the taxi or the bus
would take from you.
Would actually take from you. That they were taking to take you to that place yesterday, because they believe in their mind that you are going to Ojude. Whether you are going there or not, they believe that this large influx of people traveling to Ijebu, they are going to Ojude. So different people made sales. It depends on what you are. It depends on what you are selling. Depends on the value you are offering.
Let's come back to the festival. Thank you for that. The economic impact is really quite high. We talk about Rigby and the way they carry themselves in different attires. Can you give us a sneak peek into some of the ways different houses and how they get to arrange themselves according to what they call this Rigby? What do we really define by that?
So first of all, I would like to correct what you just said. It's not Regbe, it's Regbe.
Regbe, apology.
So they are like what if you are from Ibadan, it's something you call legbe. So regbe, there are people that are organized by different age grades. You get from the word regbe, and so they then organize them from different years. I think it is from 3 years. If you fall into like 1994 to 97, that's an age grade. So you find
your age group, your age mates.
So you find that group and then you join them. So it progresses.
You have for females separately, you have for males separately, because you get to see them that way.
People, when they arrive at the venue, they know where to sit. Everybody knows their arrangements. And they have these things planned out. The whole committee of the Oyejide Festival, they have it planned out. And those regbe that you are talking about, they also have meetings. They do meetings.
They've been meeting periodically. It's not as if they just gather themselves at that event.
It's not an event day that they are gathering. They come together, they plan. All those attires that you are seeing, it is a work of probably 3 months before they come to the agreement that, we are going to get this color. And I tell you, they make it, they are so intentional about their outfit that everybody in the group, they even wear matching shoes.
Wow. Matching shoes, matching head ties and caps. I
observed the group yesterday and then I saw that they were wearing matching shoes. And I think it was from even the male category.
Wow.
So all these groups, what the regbe do is that they form this regbe group to bring development to Ijebu.
To Ijebu Kingdom.
Because away from what you see at the festival, there are other things that they do. They contribute to community development. You get it? What I'm saying? That's it.
All right. So yesterday, as part of the normal activity, people get to pay homage to the king, who is Awujale of Ijebuland, but we learned that conspicuously was not available on seat that day. What do you think happened? Why did you think that happened?
Mr. Victor, I cannot lie to you. I do not have so much information about what probably is going on about the Awujale. So I cannot categorically say anything about that aspect. But, if there is anything, I believe that they would make the public aware of it.
All right. So, speaking generally to other festivals, what do you think other states can borrow from what happened yesterday at the Oyejide Oba Festival? What other states can borrow, learn from to implement in their various states? I spoke earlier on about, yes, we had a Gogun Festival in Oyo State. I know that in December the Calabar Festival is also coming up. But again, like you said, this Oyejide Oba Festival seems to position itself as one of the first events that everybody would always look forward to. But what learnings do you think other festival can take from this?
What I think that other festivals can learn, and in fact, even about festival, is about other people from other states. What they can learn is that they need to learn the power of community.
Wow.
Because you see, when you look at Oyejide Oba Festival, you see that it's not an effort of 2 years ago. Even though maybe probably people will say, it's just 2 years ago, some people discovered them. But they have been doing these things for probably 2 decades or more. And
wasn't getting the public attention like
they were getting public attention. We shouldn't say they were not getting public attention. It is social media that has increased the buzz and frenzy. Newspapers, tabloids, TV, radio have been talking about
it before now.
So yes, I have heard about Oyejide Oba several years before it became a thing on social media like that. So what I want people from other places to learn is the power of community, because you see that if those age grades are not organized, if they are not committed to that cause, you hardly would you see 10 people or 15 people sitting together. Then on your backward. So when they call meetings, if there are other places that they have youth or older people that are also, in fact, we should embrace the power of society
in everything we do.
Away from community, whatever. We need society. People need society.
Thank you
Yes.
very much, Ayo Adams, for speaking with me today on the program, Transport and Tourism Express. I'm glad you are back safely to Ibadan, and I will get to speak with you again shortly or subsequently. Thank you for
Thank you,
joining
Mr.
us.
Victor. You're welcome.
And that is the voice of Ayo Adams, a content creator and a cultural promoter, who was also a participant at the Oyejide Oba Festival yesterday. These festivals like Oyejide Oba are critical to our vision of promoting the local economy and attracting global visibility. If we have festivals like that, they get to attract more foreign investment into the state. You see a lot of brands that can also help the local community in these various places, in the place that it's actually happening. And again, Oyejide Oba Festival is now a vibrant fulcrum of our culture, our pride, our value, and our continuity, which every other state should look at embracing the festival similar to this, develop the community, develop the people to be able to come together to do something great for your immediate society. And as part of the theme which really resonates with me is for this year was celebrating our roots, preserving our future, and which really captures the essence of the gathering. I really hope, just like Oyejide Oba, every other festival will come together to develop the local community that they all came from. It's been a pleasure speaking with you all on the program, Transport and Tourism Express today. Special thanks to everyone, my studio engineers, my people on the social media, and special thanks to Praise Oyejide for our support also on the program today. Till next week, when we come your way again, my name remains Victor Oyejide. Please, as you gradually step out to your various destinations today, for those of you traveling from one location to another, ensure that your drivers do not drink. If they drink at all, ensure they do not drive. Please caution them to maintain and observe road traffic signs. Till next week.